There's a can of shaving cream in your bathroom right now. Maybe it's your husband's. Maybe it's been sitting in the back of a drawer for who knows how long, half empty, forgotten. Before you throw it out, I want to show you what that thing can actually do, because I use shaving cream to clean this house. Have for years. And it is one of the most useful things I've stumbled onto, not because somebody told me, but because I got desperate one afternoon and grabbed what was closest, and it worked. And then I started trying it on other things. So today I'm counting down 10 uses for shaving cream around your house. Some of these will surprise you. One of them I use every single week without fail. And I'll tell you what it won't do too, because I'm not here to sell you anything. One rule before we start: get the plain white foam in a can. Not the gel, not the blue stuff, not the menthol kind with the stripe. Plain, white, foamy shaving cream. The cheapest one on the shelf is usually the best one for this. That's what every single thing on this list calls for. Number 10, your bathroom mirror. This is where most people find out about this trick, and it's a good one. Squirt a little shaving cream onto the mirror, not a lot, just a little, rub it around with your hand or a cloth, then buff it off with a dry cloth until the glass is clear. No streaks. It's like it seals the glass. And the reason I love this one is what happens next. That mirror won't fog up for weeks. You step out of a hot shower, glass is still clear. You do your hair in a steamy bathroom, still clear. One application, and you won't have to wipe down the mirror again for 2, maybe 3 weeks. Takes 30 seconds. Costs nothing. Do it. Number 9, the toilet bowl. I know. Bear with me. Squirt a generous amount of shaving cream right into the bowl, into the water. Don't flush yet. Let it sit for about 10 minutes. Then go at it with your toilet brush the same way you normally would, and flush. What it does is go after the smell. You know that sour smell that builds up in there? Especially if you've got boys in the house? Shaving cream cuts right through that. It's not a deep sanitizing clean for that you still want your regular cleaner, but for a quick refresh in between. Or when company's coming in an hour and the bathroom smells like it does, this works. Number 8, chrome faucets and fixtures. Rub a little shaving cream on your bathroom faucet, the handles, the towel bar, whatever chrome you've got. Wipe it off with a damp cloth. That stuff that builds up around the base of the faucet, the white crust from your water shaving cream, loosens it. I've tried plenty of sprays on hard water stains over the years. Most of them you have to let sit forever and then scrub anyway. Shaving cream cuts through a lot of that same buildup without the fumes, and it leaves the chrome looking like you actually tried. By the way, stuff like this, I've got a whole book of it. Every method I use to run this house for less, written down in one place. It's on my website, links right below the video. Go grab it if you want it. I won't mention it again. Number 7, the stovetop. This one you're going to use. Dab some shaving cream on the greasy spots around your burners. Not all over, just the grimy areas. Let it sit for about 5 minutes. Then wipe it up with a damp sponge. The thing about stovetop grease is it bakes on, and most people just push it around with a wet rag and make it worse. Shaving cream gets under it, it's not a miracle. If you've got something that's been baked onto there for 3 months, you'll still need some elbow grease. But for the regular weekly mess, this handles it. And it doesn't scratch the surface, which matters if you've got a glass cooktop. Number 6, tile grout. Grout is the worst because it's rough and porous and it holds onto everything. Spray shaving cream right onto the grout lines, let it sit for a few minutes, then scrub with an old toothbrush and rinse. The foam works its way down into the lines instead of just sitting on top the way a spray cleaner does. I've got old tile in my kitchen and it gets dark between the tiles no matter what I do. This is what I reach for when I want it to look decent again without getting on my hands and knees with a bottle of bleach. It won't get ancient stained grout back to white, be realistic. But for the everyday grime, it does the job. Number 5, carpet stains. This is the one I use every week. Kids, dogs, whatever, something ends up on the carpet. Here's what you do. If it's a fresh spill, blot up what you can first. Press down with a cloth. Don't rub, just press. Then put a blob of shaving cream right on the stain, work it down into the fibers with your fingers and let it sit. 10-15 minutes. Then blot it up with a damp cloth. You'll see the stain coming up with it. Now, and this part matters, rinse the spot with a little cold water and blot that up too. You need to get the shaving cream itself out of the carpet when you're done, or it'll attract dirt later and you'll end up with a darker spot than you started with. Get it out, let it dry, and you're good. This works best on the everyday stuff: coffee, juice, pet accidents, things that are mostly liquid-based. If something has been sitting there for weeks and it's set deep into the fibers, or if it's a heavy grease stain, don't expect a miracle. For those, you're looking at a dedicated carpet cleaner. But for what normally ends up on my floors, shaving cream handles it most of the time. One more thing: use white shaving cream on your carpets. Not the colored stuff, not gel. White foam only, or you'll be treating a new stain. Number 4, stains on fabric and upholstered furniture. Same idea as the carpet, just a little gentler with the process. Before you put shaving cream on anything upholstered, test a small spot somewhere nobody will see. Just press a little on, leave it a minute, wipe it off, and make sure the fabric doesn't react. Once you know it's safe, put it on the stain, rub it in gently, let it sit, and blot it off with a damp cloth. I've used this on the couch, on cloth chair seats, on tablecloths that got something on them before I could get them to the sink. Works well on food stains, makeup, that kind of thing. It's gentle enough that it won't hurt most fabrics, which is more than I can say for some of the stain sprays that'll take the color right out if you're not careful. Number 3, cleaning your painted cabinets and walls. This one doesn't get talked about enough. Painted surfaces in a kitchen get grimy, grease floats up and settles, hands touch the cabinet doors 1,000 times, and before long the paint looks dull and dirty. Spray a little shaving cream onto a damp cloth, then wipe the cabinet front. Then go over it with a plain wet cloth to rinse. It cleans the surface without stripping the paint or leaving a film the way some cleaners do. I've done this on my cabinet doors for years. It also works on painted walls, smudges, fingerprints, that gray shadow that builds up around light switches. A dab on a cloth, light pressure, done. One thing to watch: don't go after flat paint with this. Flat paint is touchy no matter what you use, and shaving cream isn't an exception. Eggshell, satin, semi-gloss, fine. Flat paint, be careful. Number 2, sticky residue on your floors. You know that spot where a rug pad lived for years and left a ring of sticky residue on your hardwood? Or where a piece of tape got stuck and you peeled the tape off but the glue stayed behind? Dab some shaving cream on it, let it sit for a minute or two, then rub at it with a cloth. That sticky layer starts to break up and lift. It's not always one and done. Sometimes you have to do it twice, but it doesn't scratch the floor, and it doesn't leave a residue of its own the way cooking oil does. I've gotten price stickers off wood furniture this way too. Same method. And number 1, my favorite, and the one that will save you a trip and some money the next time it matters: squeaky door hinges. You know that hinge in your house. The one you've been walking past for 6 months, the one that screams every time somebody opens it at midnight. You keep meaning to get some WD-40 and you never do. Here's what you do instead. Open the door, spray or dab shaving cream right onto the hinge, then open and close the door several times to work it in. Wipe off whatever squeezes out. That's it. The squeak is gone. The cream gets into the gap in the hinge and lubricates it. It's not permanent, it's not going to last forever the way a proper lubricant will. But it works right now, tonight, with what you have in the bathroom. And it cleans the hinge at the same time, so the metal actually looks better after than it did before. I've done this more times than I can count. It's one of those things that feels too simple to work, and then it works. So that's 10 things. 1 can. Probably under $2 if you buy the store brand. The thing that gets me about shaving cream is how many specialty cleaners out there are really just doing the same job. Foam, soap, a little bit of grip, and they sell them with a different smell and a different label for $5, $6, $8 each. Mirror cleaner, grout spray, upholstery foam, carpet spot treatment, stovetop degreaser. That's a lot of bottles under a sink for something that a can of shaving cream handles pretty well. Not perfectly for everything I told you where it falls short, but pretty well. They'd rather you have a different product for every surface. Makes sense for them. Doesn't make much sense for you. Try one of these this week. Start with the mirror or the carpet. Those are the ones I hear back about most. And tell me in the comments which one you tried and what happened. Or tell me if there's something you've used shaving cream for that I didn't mention. I'm always curious what other people have figured out on their own. I read every one of those. And if you want more of this kind of thing, subscribe and come back. There's always more.